So our travels have now taken us down a road, past Vindolanda, to this heritage site known as Starbucks. And Vindolanda is a very large Roman military installation set back from the wall, and it houses the museum there as well. And it's probably worth a look if you're planning to spend a day at one site principally, because it's got a lot there. I remember going there when I was little, and that is obviously where the Vindolanda tablets were found, and hopefully I'll be able to do a video about that site in the future. But for now, sustenance time before pressing on to find what else you can do for free on Hadrian's Wall.
Throw it on the seat, boy.
Slice of life from the pandemic years. Sanitizing takeout food.
Just to be extra careful.
And spilling said food across the car.
On the cow field flavored mess.
Cow and sheep. Yummy. Focaccia chicken and mozzarella from Starbucks. Mozzarella, of course, because we're looking at the Roman army's garrisons and stuff, and we want to be...
Was that a thing they had?
It's a heritage thing.
Is that something they had a lot of?
Mozzarella, of course. We've just been talking about Nate being klutzy.
Well, one of us was. I blame you.
Well, Starbucks has been had. We're at, what's it called?
Seal Rig.
Seal Rig. But if you are coming here and you want to pay for parking to do stuff, if you come at a certain time of day...
It says it's £2 an hour.
£2 an hour, so £1 more expensive than over at Broccoli. It's just called Broccoli now. It's just called Fort Broccoli now. Is the Corbridge Coffee Company van, which sells sausage rolls. So that's a top tip for you. It's Friday today. Maybe it's a weekend thing. Hard to say whether they'd be here every weekday, but you never know. And the plan now is to go over to, what's it called?
Walton Crag.
Walton Crags and the Magna Roman fort. And see what's over there.
What's what?
We have found a small lay-by just up from the Roman Army Museum near Walton Crags, and now we're going to see if we can find this fort, which supposedly is just behind the museum, which means it's over there somewhere. Now passing along the public footpath along the edge of the Roman Army car park.
Rome. 1130 miles.
Roman miles, or?
That's a good question.
Oh, gifts.
Over yonder.
This mound here is suggestive of something, but we'll see.
Okay.
Don't say I never bring you guys to glamorous places.
My sheep.
Nay, the sheep whisperer is back.
These aren't as friendly as the other sheep.
They may attack us.
Sorry for disturbing you.
Sheep
Sheep poo everywhere.
This one's just ticked off that we disturbed its slumber. There's supposedly a Roman fort here. It's looking like that mound is it. Well, line of wall of Magna Fort, which is, and I believe that must be its other edge there. So we just come in at the corner. There are some rocks exposed, which could well be taken as parts of the building. Was built around the time of Vindelande, and this therefore constitutes one of the constitutes one of the forward forts, because you can see a crag over there and the wall snakes up along that. So this is one of the forward forts. So it's not as big as Vindelande. And apparently this was, when it was excavated, found to be one of the richest placements of inscriptions and carvings along the wall. And
What's this over here?
we actually have a bit of the fort, perhaps. Whoops. Slipping.
Yep.
We won't say on what. And from those inscriptions we find that this was another place that was mostly inhabited by auxiliary troops. So the cohorts of mounted archers from as far away as Syria occupied this span of ground. And even at one point a unit of a Roman legion, which they think was here to help build the wall. In all its glory. Well, it's hard to say what we're looking at. I guess more information will be forthcoming when I do a bit of Googling later. You can tell without any panel or ability to give much comment on what's left of Magna Roman Fort. We will move on and see if there's anything else to see before attempting to have a look at the yon crags. This is Walton, Walltown. It's a clever name. And in the spirit of doing stuff for free, except for parking, it would seem that you are able to access this just as a common tourist visitor type.
You can park at the lay-by just further along.
If you don't want to pay a couple of quid. And this obviously has some facilities with it as well, such as toilets and things.
Cafe.
And a cafe, yes.
After 1 hour at £1.
And just up the road, of course, is the Roman Army Museum. And they will let you go and look at the gift shop without paying for entrance. Possibly the cafe too. You'd have to ask them that. I didn't ask. It's quite small in there, so you just probably want to take out if you are generally just looking for stuff. And that's the report on that. And yes, definitely a advisable place to start to like drive to, I would think. In the easy reach of all sections. Lots of picnic benches, and yonder, I believe, is our goal. To reach said height. Landscape and fortification wise, you can see that the Roman engineers took advantage of every turn and natural bulwark to strengthen what they were trying to do here, even to the extent of curving the wall so that it would loop onto the top of this spur and then come down and continue around the side. Certain parts, just making as many parts of the wall as possible as formidable as they could. Nate's obviously been much too active today. He's about to break into Miley Cyrus. We're beginning the ascent.
I know of it. It's fine.
Just in case we forgot where we are, we have this chair that you can just sit at and judge people as they walk up to you.
Or you can try
Or
and
is this the
pretend like
place?
you're a toll keeper.
Yeah. To the heights! He's going to regret this.
Thank you. Kind of spilt the coffee a bit there.
And lo, the wall. Think of this thing 12 feet higher. You'd lose a hefty chunk of the sky there, and doubtless a tower somewhere. Let's get the central bit. And there goes the road.
Yep.
Excellent watchtower to keep not only a lookout for what's going on to the north, but what's going on along the rest of the wall, which makes these cliff top sections highly important parts, strategically speaking. Oh, rain coming at us from that direction. Rain passing by on that side. The infrastructure you see across this area is all representative of the fact that this is an incredibly militarized area back in the Roman time. If you think about what you might have seen of any other dangerous flashpoint or border, such as North and South Korea, for instance, the level of military presence would be sort of the equivalent of what was along here, with just thousands of troops garrisoned here permanently. And you can see as well as a result as to how eye-wateringly expensive this place was. You also have, obviously, what we've been seeing so far, Roman cement, really die straight walls. But when they come to bits like this, you get right angles. This isn't a lovely kind of polished, smooth turn. It's all stepped as they turn the wall, and it's almost like a wave as it comes back into its straight section. Here it comes. Anybody seen the opening of Milan? You can hunker down as well. Use the fortification for what it's actually meant to do.
We may have to find a tree.
Aye. Well, we got caught in a bit of a pretty stormy downpour and just ran down the hill. Which probably wasn't the safest thing to do, because the heavy rain came at us at an angle that was just sort of splattering us, even if we sheltered, no matter how closely we hugged the rest of the wall. And this is the best we could find, this sort of sad, pretty bare round tree on an outcrop. I'm sheltering behind a large boulder here.
We have umbrellas in the car.
We do, but we didn't bring them.
No, because it looked pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, a clear sunny day is no way to experience the life of a soldier on Hadrian's wall.
Where the hat dripping with rain is.
Yeah, and rain like this just coming out of the Northlands. It was sent by some vindictive Celtic deity. That's very apt.
Yep.
And it's not just like gentle Northumbrian rain either. This is stormy.
Yep.
This is a summer downpour for certain. We'll try and make some headway when it clears a bit. It shouldn't be too long. These things don't usually last.
This must have been real bleak in the winter, though. When it's inclement now, and it's just August.
Not a fun place to be elevated over the landscape. It's nice warm breeze today, so getting wet isn't a real problem, but getting dry as a soldier on watch on one of these, it's a little dodgy. You can see over there what just passed over. What we had to run for cover from, initially from that section of wall you can see right there, to that tree, to that slightly bigger tree, and eventually down to that third tree down there, which actually provided cover. So Valeria built this. Lovely girl. Tough as well, it seems.
And all stone.
On the normal idea of the height of the wall, you get commanding views, Mulan opening-esque of the other watchtowers. And on top of this, obviously much higher, one presumes there must have been a watchtower on top of that one. And all free! Just remember to take an umbrella if it's looking like rain. An umbrella, waterproofs, change of shoes, change of socks is probably a good idea too. If you're going to come out on a day like this. So far, we have spent, apart from what I spent in the gift shop over at the military museum, £1 on actually coming to a car park. On a nice day, really nice walk, sunny, you've got facilities down there, nothing to complain about really. Be a nice day out, and we've covered quite a lot of ground as well today already. And this is the frog that Nate has just called Sir Lancelot, the guardian of this part of the guardian of the gate. Dare we pass? Well, chances are we'll have to.
Unless this is a Monty Python sketch, we should be okay.
Yeah. And he's become like a statue, so he's obviously terrified. So let's go. Welcome to the path to the visitor centre at Hasteds and the car park they're in. This is actually run, I think, by English Heritage and Northumberland National Park. Opening hours are behind me, and it tends to be for pretty standard, about £10, £6, depending on your age. A few information things just out here for people to see. You don't have to pay for, which is very generous. Small gift shop inside and a cafe by the looks of it. Apparently you can get to Hadrian's Wall through here because it's just a public footpath, and with that in mind, off we go. Light train, that's what we're all about. And there it is, the military garrison on Hadrian's Wall. We're just coming up the hill to the fort, and I've seen this. This is the broad arrow symbol of the Board of Ordnance, which is is interesting in itself as to why this would be here. Presumably during one of the ordnance surveys, someone decided, hey, either that or it's completely accidental and I'm talking out of my hat. Look, I'm talking out of my hat again. Look, see? It was me talking out of my hat. Here we have the walls of Houstead's fort. Houstead's the Roman landscape.
We are.
Yep.
We came from over here. Somewhere. You'll never know where.
It was known as Vero Vicium to the Romans. The best preserved of all 16 forts on the Roman frontier. See in this aerial shot, it's watchtowers and gatehouses, barrack blocks and such. Yeah. Look out the gate.
Good
Steady work, man.
Well done. Southgate.
All going to show you all the stuff you can do on Hadrian's Wall without paying much.
And if it wasn't so rainy and we weren't so lazy, we could have skipped those charges.
Indeed.
By utilising labour.
So here we reach Impedimentia, which means to continue our circumference we'll have to go down the hill. The Nagburn Gate. Ah. Okay, so this is actually Nate's foot. So this is actually one of the main gates that would allow travellers and traders and merchants and soldiers to access the Roman side. Hello, sir. I am your duly appointed Roman customs official.
I'm going north, so why do you care?
We always care. We want to know why you're going.
Because I'm offended by you.
You're offended by Rome. I need to see your passport now. I need to know where you're born.
No. I refuse. I'm going through it.
I'm sorry, I can't go through.
I will take on the might of Rome.
Sir, do not. This is the line.
I'm going to cross the line. What you going to do? Spear me?
I very well might spear you, yes.
I'm a citizen of this part of the world.
Yeah, and you're going to that part of the world, and I can't let you go for your own health. So I will spear you to keep you safe.
If people can't see a parallel to modern times, then you're missing something.
What you're not missing is Class A parody.
I'm making a run.
He crossed the line! He crossed the line!
Free of the tyranny, free at last. Talk about freedom. I can go to Hot Bank.
Antonius, shoot him! It was for his own good.
He could have been killed. And what you saw was a very accurate depiction of what people would do when confronted with the Romans.
It's Roman bureaucracy.
Openly defy them.
Openly defy.
Yeah, happened all the time.
All the time.
Standing group with the Romans that they would.
But remember, arteries like that, letting in and out, in seriousness, travellers and traders and stuff. If you go out north of the wall, it's not actually like Rosemary Sutcliffe's novel Eagle of the Ninth. You're not immediately going to get set upon by bandits and such. This...
Oh no, bandits and such!
Yeah, the idea that there wasn't some sort of ingress and egress at these frontier stations and that this was like a die-hard line. It doesn't reflect the probable reality of life on Hadrian's Wall.
There is a big forest over there, which looks scary.
Forest is scary.
There's barbarians in it, you don't know.
There are barbarians in that forest. They may have trade goods.
In the movies, they always live in the forest.
They live in the forest and they don't have trade goods.
Yep.
And they're all just about hating stuff. And to be honest, there's probably some truth to the idea that they would have seen this monolith as just a reminder of foreign oppression, but at the same time that they would feel that way about the wall suggests the radius of the power it projected, because there's no reason to resent something if it can't get you, if it has no power over you. And therefore the striking ability of the forts along the wall, 16 of them apparently, meant that you could cross the frontier and go north, for a certain way anyway, and still to some extent expect what you found south of the wall. Time to go up the stile. See this path here? That's the Roman wall. There's a double path here, which I haven't been on since I was tiny, when we actually came to visit Hasted's one time. What we haven't mentioned while skirting the walls of this fort is these buildings here. These buildings, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they are Roman, because this is called a workshop, so presumably they found stuff in it that suggests this is what it is. But if that is the case, then what this is called the vicus, so the town outside of the fort, where the families of soldiers and people connected with the running of the fort would live. And it wouldn't all be stone buildings. Presumably the stone buildings are more like workshops and things like that one back there. But this area here, all Roman forts have one of these. Well, ladies and gentlemen who have been along for this budget trip along Hadrian's Wall, we leave you with the outside of Hasted's Roman fort and its legion of sheep. Of all things that have typified this ramble across the Roman frontier, it is the sheep. Thanks to the sheep, and thanks to the chauffeur who came along for the ride, and we can confirm, I believe, when we get to the car park, that we will have spent on attractions today about £4, and that is basically car parking. So this is eminently possible if you're up for a bit of walking and a bit of weather. I mean, sometimes you'll get lucky, sometimes you'll have the chance to choose, but sometimes you don't if you're on a short break up here. In a day, to see quite a lot of Roman stuff, midges as well may be a possibility that we have just been made aware of, because they'll all be hiding in this long grass here and stuff, and the breeze is gone. As usual, this will be the end of the video, therefore like and subscribe and leave comments below about interesting things that you've done on Hadrian's Wall, and we'll see you for the next video. I don't know if we'll pick this up. There's a lone cow just sitting on the skyline over there. But it's hilarious. It's a boss cow. Where's the horse? Oh, even better.